Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. We continue now with the Rivals of Ixalan Legends. We got blue-green Merfolk. Man, there's a bunch of them. So, I guess the first thing we need to do is look at our actual Merfolk in the deck. And there's a bunch. We're playing with 40-something creatures here, but because her abilities are, we got to have other Merfolk to make her decent. So, 1, 3, or 5. So let's see what kind of Merfolk we got. Luckily, one of the last, I don't know if it was the last dual decks, Merfolk was a big theme of one of the last dual decks, so they gave us a lot of pieces for this. Tidal Courier, it's not bad, especially if you can bounce it. Tidebinder Mage, another 2 mana 2/2. Locks down something Gruul, Harbinger of Tides. Thada, man, just steal everybody's soul rings. I don't, or whatever they have. Now, Vorel is really good because Kumena also has that +1/+1 counter theme kind of built into her, and there's quite a bit of the creatures from Rivals that deal with +1/+1 counters. So we have the Wave Thrasher, untapped. That's amazing. So, especially with the top 5 to give +1/+1. So that's the Wake Thrasher is going to be a really ridiculously big guy when it swings. The Cold-Eyed Selkie. You know, we don't play this card enough, I don't think. Although blue-green's not exactly a common color combination. Yeah, you just draw some cards. The Merrill Regery. The Merfolk Sovereign. Do we have another? I don't have a Lord of Atlantis because I'm all out. Sigil Tracer. Copy instants or sorceries. The Wizard is kind of a sub-theme. I mean, there's a bunch, but there's not like all of them. Like the Harbinger's a wizard, and the Master of Waves is a wizard. But now, our only guy that is not part of the tribe is the Sea Hunter. And you know what? That's okay, because he is so good it's impossible to ignore. Just tutor up Merfolk. Now, granted, all of our creatures aren't blue, but the vast majority of them are. And so that makes this 6 mana 2/2 kind of worth it. Here's another thing that plays with the Wizard and the +1/+1. And then you get to remove counters to draw cards. That could potentially be a just sick amount of card draw with the already built-in +1/+1 counter theme from Ixalan. Wanderwind Prophet is my favorite kind of wizard. You know, to the kind where you sack a Merfolk to time walk. I'm down with it. Stony Brook Banneret's going to make everything cheaper. Now I think we actually get into Ixalan. We have Deeproot Champion, a non-creature spell. Now we do have some, but not just a crazy amount. Shaper Apprentice is going to have flying. That's just all there is to it. River Sneak, unblockable. It's kind of neat. The Kumena Speaker, it will be a 2/2. Now this guy's pretty neat. I love just mana colon effect. We don't get that enough because it's potentially abusable. But at 4 mana, I think it's not. Tempest Caller. This is a beating waiting to happen. This is that card you need to top deck when you got to get through to kill somebody and you can't bust through their defense. This is how you do it. Herald of the Streams. And now you can just bust through anybody because, you know, 1/1 counters on them can't be blocked, and Kumena herself just makes that happen. Now, it does make elementals, but, you know, X mana is pretty sweet. Shapers of Nature. Another with the 4 mana 1/1 counter, and another with the removing counters drawn cards. So, got some +1 counter theme here. Each 2 Merfolk. So, Jade Guardian puts a counter on. Deeproot Warrior, Storm Sculptor. I kind of like Storm Sculptor. I mean, 3 power can't be blocked is I love how they have gone to cannot be blocked instead of unblockable. Move yourself for 3 and then put all lands when it dies. So I figure you're going to find a way to make that happen. It explores, and then it explores again. Jade Barrier, Forerunner of the Heralds. This is a lot like the old Harbingers, but you know, it's worth that extra mana for that second line. He brings his own Merfolk token. Flash. Now, Flash does not get enough love. I love this, especially 3 for 3, and you can protect your general. So, and of course, one of the hotly awaited cards from Rivals is 2 mana Lords. Here again, this is good. Silvergill Adept, that reprint that apparently I don't have the original of. Seafloor Oracle. This is some card draw, especially if they're unblockable. And the Augur. And, of course, just the 1/1 can't be blocked guy. Now, let's look at ways we're going to help the tribe. Marrow Commerce, just to be able to untap all Merfolk you control at the end of your turn, that's good, clean living right there. Aquatic Incursion. You get 2 tokens, and then you can just start making them unblockable for mana. So, Crashing Tide, of course, is a sorcery with flash. Huh. Yeah, the sorcery with flash messed me up. But anyway, it's decent. Then we have Deeproot Waters. Merfolk become buy 1, get 1 free, and that's a price I'm willing to pay. Distant Melody is, of course, going to, you know, it's a choose a creature type, and that's not bad. And then we have, of course, our Vanquisher's Banner, because this, by the way, I don't remember which one, but this is in one of the Planeswalker decks for Rivals. Don't remember if it's in Orazca or the other one, but yeah, this is not bad. I mean, I could use like another 100 of these things, but I don't want to buy 100 because then that would artificially inflate the price. See Rogue's Passage. And then we get into some color fixing with the Pillar of Origins as choose a creature type. I don't have a whole lot of as per se ramp because the deck is so low to the ground anyway with the small converted mana cost that I don't need like to just ramp out there. What I've got is just color fixing. Now, Path of Discovery. This is just neat. Now, granted, at 4 mana, you're probably going to have some board presence before you actually draw this, but man, this is a draw engine. It really, really is. Now, let's get into just good old-fashioned utility. We got our Naturalize and our Negate. We got Lignify. Now, the reason why I like Lignify a lot is because it gets around that nasty indestructible. I'm not destroying it. Just going to make it a 0/4 with no abilities. So that way, it loses indestructible. Also, the have a Counterspell, Arcane Denial, and Plasm Capture for those nasty board wipes. And yeah, Plasm Capture is not the best case scenario. Yes, Mana Drain is awesome, but Plasm Capture has the virtue of I have one. And let's face it, where are we using Plasm Capture at anyway? So I love the fact that this one gets you any combination of colors, so you can mana drain that big spell to fuel some of your mana : effect cards, or I don't know, maybe just buy back the Spitting Image, because if you can just keep on putting out, I don't know, Marrow Regeres or whatever, or your opponent's going to have a pretty decent thing. But 6 mana to make a copy, and then potentially after that, every land you draw becomes another version, another copy of this spell. That's beautiful. I love Retrace, only in that one set, you know. And then our last card is Strength of the Pack, because for 6 mana, for 2 counters on your team, now you're going to get some value out of this Joker in Merfolk. I tell you that. So, do we have any lands worth mentioning? Now, obviously, we're playing with the Rogue's Passage because it's me. And the Heart of Progress here, that's right, I just ignored that first word. On each creature that came into play this turn. So it kind of goes with the theme and the +1 counter. That one will let you, the Refuge will let you cast cards for Flash. So, and I think that's the only, everything else is just like randomness with the duels and whatnot. By the way, the Tempest cycle of slow duels is very, very underrated, I believe. Now, granted, these are, because they only did the enemy colors. They do come into play tapped. They are damage lands, but you can get the colorless for no damage. These, I swear to you, these are underplayed, and I think they all may be on the list. I'm not sure if they're on the reserve list or not, but man, these are pretty good cards that I just don't see anybody else playing with. Maybe because nobody has like random Tempest rares, you know, from way back. But anyway, that is what I've got for right now. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle